If you're into tabletop gaming or D&D, you know that buying miniatures gets expensive fast. But printing them yourself can be a nightmare of failed prints and sticky resin mess if you don't have the right gear. To find the best way to print highly detailed figures, I bought the top 5 printers on the market, both resin and FDM. I tested them for detail, speed, and ease of use so you don't have to waste your money on a dud. Product number 1, Aliexpress Mars 5. I started with the Aliexpress Mars 5, and honestly, if you're terrified of resin printing, this is where you should start. It's compact, but the build quality feels solid. My favorite part was the one-click auto-leveling. I didn't have to mess around with sheets of paper or hex keys, I just hit a button and it was ready to go. The 4K screen is sharp enough that I could see the tiny chainmail texture on a 28mm Paladin I printed. It also has this smart sensor that checks for residue, which is a lifesaver so you don't crack your screen on a failed print. The self-check feature verified everything was working before I even poured the resin. If you are a beginner wanting to print your first D&D party on a budget, this is the most user-friendly option. Product number 2, FLASHFORGE Adventurer 5M. Next, I tried the FLASHFORGE Adventurer 5M now. Usually I wouldn't recommend a filament printer for tiny miniatures, but this thing is fast, like 600 ms fast. Taking it out of the box, the open-frame Core XY design felt very industrial and sturdy. I managed to swap the nozzle in literally 3 seconds, which is wild. While it won't get the microscopic smooth detail of resin, I printed some scattered terrain and larger monsters, and the auto-leveling gave me a perfect first layer every time. It's a bit loud when running at full speed, but it tears through plastic. The vibration compensation really helped keep lines smooth. If you mostly need to print terrain, buildings, or giant bosses and you hate dealing with liquid resin chemicals, this is a solid, speedy pick. Product number 3, FLASHFORGE AD5M Pro. Then I moved up to the FLASHFORGE AD5M Pro. It's basically the beefed-up enclosed brother of the last one. When I set it up, I noticed how much quieter it was thanks to the full enclosure. It runs around 50 decibels, so I could work in the same room without going crazy. The big win here for home users is the air filtration system. It uses HEPA and carbon filters, which I found really cut down on that melting plastic smell. I used the 0.25 nozzle option, and the results were surprisingly crisp for filament, handling overhangs well. It connects easily to the app for remote monitoring too. If you want to print minis at home with kids or pets around and need that extra safety and silence, get the Pro model. Product number 4, Aliexpress Saturn IV Ultra. Switching back to resin, I tested the Aliexpress Saturn IV Ultra, and this machine is a beast. The first thing I fell in love with was the flip-up lid, no more finding a place to set down a sticky cover. The print quality is mind-blowing. With the 16K screen, I literally couldn't see the layer lines on my prints. But the real lifesaver is the smart tank heating. It keeps the resin at a perfect 30 degrees C, so I didn't have any failures even in my cold basement. Plus, the AI camera actually watches the print and pauses if it sees a failure, saving me resin. The tilt release makes printing faster too. If you want the absolute highest detail possible for painting competition-level minis, this is the king of the list. Product number 5, Aliexpress Photon Mono M7 Max. Finally, I looked at the Aliexpress Photon Mono M7 Max. This thing is massive. When I lifted the vat, I realized it holds a huge amount of resin, perfect because this printer is built for volume. The 13.6-inch screen let me print an entire squad of 20 soldiers in one go. Even at this size, the 7K resolution kept the details sharp. My favorite feature was the autofill system. It monitors the resin level and tops it up so you don't run dry mid-print. The suspension drip angle is also clever, letting resin drip back into the tank to reduce waste. It even preheats the resin for you. If you are building a massive Warhammer army and need to print 50 figures a day, you need this kind of capacity. So if you're just starting out, the Mars 5 is perfect, but if you want to mass produce an entire army, that huge Anycubic is the way to go. I've dropped links to all 5 printers down in the description so you can check the current prices and see more specs. Thanks for watching and happy printing.